Okay, so here we go. A brief history of bilingual ed in the U.S. In the beginning was the permissive period. And in this period, bilingual education occurred by accident from immigrant communities who taught and wrote and spoke and published in their native languages. It occurred by accident, no one really cared, and it wasn't regulated at all. This changed in the restricted period, which occurred over the 1880s to 1960s, early 60s, where the motto for, you could say, was, "We speak English. Yes, we do. We speak English, and so should you." And the Naturalization Act was passed, which basically meant you had to speak English to immigrate to the U.S. Indian policy was affected, and German instruction was outlawed from schools during World War I. Even though this was shot down by the Supreme Court, in practice, bilingual education did not exist. This started to change in the opportunistic period. It started in the late 1950s with the National Defense Education Act, which was implemented to keep up with the Russians after the firing of Sputnik into space. So the U.S. wanted to keep up with the USSR in their technological advances. Civil Rights Act in 1964 was next. It said you couldn't discriminate on race, color, creed, or sex. And a good way to remember that is you can think about Popeye, and I am what I am, and you got to accept me for that. So there's some yams down there. Oh, other side here. There you go. Next, we got the Bilingual Education Act in 1968, which meant that students with limited English proficiency should be able to learn too. And so there is support set up for English language development and content instruction, so students with limited English proficiency could be educated equally as well. 1974, Lau versus Nichols went before the Supreme Court. And basically Lau versus Nichols says fair does not mean equal. So to create fair access and equal access to educational opportunities means that you must accommodate for language needs. This was given teeth by Castaneda and Picard in 1981, which established guidelines for Lau versus Nichols and what exactly those accommodations would look like and be held accountable by. Moving on, we move into the dismissive period, which is a pendulum swing you can see here. Most times when things are going one way, they will swing to the other way, and this is what happened in the dismissive period. Bilingual education programs were started to be nixed. English only was a lot more popular and kind of in vogue politically with the passing of Arizona Senate Bill 1070 and House Bill 228, and California also with Proposition 227 and 187, which basically restricts English language development in non-native English-speaking students. It's kind of where we are here today, and so we will see how the pendulum swings from here. So thanks for watching.